Hey, what's up guys? Mr. Freecoiner coming back to you again today. I hope everybody's doing well and you are taking care of yourselves. Okay, so yes, I have been gone for a little while. I had to go on a little vacay. I am back now. Some of you may know where I was. If not, just check out my last video and some people guessed it right. It's kind of funny that you would know the place so well. I know I might have a problem really just kind of figuring that out. But hey, it's good stuff. Now, definitely enjoyed myself. And the water was nice. Yeah, it was just a really great time, guys. Very, very good. If you find out where it was, you definitely have to check it out. All right. Now, before I go any further, of course, I want to say I'm not a financial analyst. I'm simply sharing my thoughts and opinions. So please only take it as that and not advice. All right. Now, if we just go ahead and take a look at the price here, it is still 40 cents, kind of moving sideways here, which is absolutely fine. Better than being at 30 cents, I guess. Just not as good a buy, but still $2 for $1. Oh, more than $2 for $1. All right. So let's go ahead and check this out. The volumes are definitely up. 3 times as far as the ledger payment volume is more than 3 times above what it had been sitting at. And the trade volume has, of course, seen it up to 1 billion, which, guys, I'm just excited that we have movement. So I'm not going to complain about that at all. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the first article. XRP Ripple R3's quota to further partnership with credit union-centric CU Ledger. Now, these guys have been very busy. I'm going to go ahead and get into this last paragraph here. Adoption is reigning high for Corda, with several partnerships making the news. As per their official website, Corda has now partnered with almost 250 plus organizations worldwide, and some of these partnerships include companies like Amazon Web Services, Citibank, HSBC, Huawei, Infosys, Capgemini, and Intel. Guys, this is awesome. All of this is, tied back with XRP. It just is awesome stuff. So more adoption headed our way. Yes, the price isn't just going crazy, but it will. It absolutely will. I have every confidence that it will very soon. Okay, so we got here Ripple CEO just pitched Ripple to top bank execs, including IMF director. So we know Brad has been talking with Christine Lagarde. A lot of good stuff has been coming out about that video with Christine speaking, and for the most part, now this is not to snuff the Bitcoin guys, but they have, she was kind of snuffing, or rather, kind of putting aside the Bitcoin, Bitcoin, and who does that leave? I mean, we know the actual golden child here, so XRP is it. That's really all that can be said. But either way, man, he's just been on top of it. I really, really love the way they have, moved forward with this, with the way how they've done X current, and really it was kind of almost a Trojan horse, right? So they get these banks on X current, which is actually kind of X rapid. So I think that was very, very clever of them to do it that way. And yeah, I think there's still more to be said about it. We shall see. Okay. Now, this is something I find extremely interesting, and it's something that I have had in the back of my head for a long time, because I got to be honest with you, I like the idea of having XRP and then, kind of figuring out how much my XRP is worth, right? I don't necessarily like the idea of having to spend my XRP, and I don't know why. When I think of going to the store and using XRP to buy, a sandwich or something like that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but I just, for some reason, I don't like that idea. I would rather convert it and then use that currency. So, um, yeah, again, it makes no sense, but hey, that's just me. Okay, so I just want to kind of get into this here. So let's go ahead and get started here. Some few weeks back, Daniel Deanu, sorry, an official from the Southern Central European country's national bank, made comments to the effect that cryptocurrencies are not possible replacements for the nation's fiat. He went on ahead to stress that crypto is not truly a currency and that the banking institution's role as far as financial matters were concerned were established and was going to outlive any new hype. Excuse me. In my opinion, these are financial assets, not cryptocurrencies, and they won't be able to fulfill the basic roles of currency. Cryptocurrencies will never be able to substitute the currency issued by a central bank. The only way digital currencies would be acceptable was for the central banks to have a digital currency that will also be issued by the bank, and commercial banks will receive digital currency that can multiply. Now, guys, I know none of us have been naive enough to believe that banks are just going to be, snuffed out and pushed to the side and never and just gather cobwebs. No, they they have too much money. Look, we bailed banks out, right? Or not we, but they bailed banks out. Do you think that they were given money after they have squandered all of our money, right? Or money that they kind of, you know, took from us. They were given money to um, revive themselves. Do you really think they're not going to take advantage of this? I mean, seriously, I've said this before too. Banks are holding digital assets. They're holding them. They may not hold digital assets directly, but through a proxy. They have someone holding their crypto for them. There's Why would a bank want to miss out on what's about to happen? There will be trillionaires made in this next bull run. It makes no sense to think that banks don't want to be a part of that. They have the money, they have the means. Of course they're going to get involved with that. Now, it may not directly be on their books, but believe me, they are involved. And I do believe there are uh, some other connections with that, but either way, this is just common sense stuff. Seriously. All right. Something else I wanted to get into here. All right. So the bank Ripple relationship is the future. Very important there. Many crypto and blockchain enthusiasts see this as a possibility in the future. At the center of this discussion, of course, is Ripple. Ripple is silently admired for the inroads they have made to the heart of banking, global banks, and more. So praises from the World Bank and the EMF, and more so praises from the World Bank and the IMF. Sorry, I'm tired. Okay, one pundit, for instance, tweeted, and this pundit his name is David Gokchenstein or whatever. And I'll go to that in a second. XRP is a banker's crypto. And y'all really think banks are going to disappear? They aren't. They will adopt blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies and will work alongside them. They have no choice. So, yes, this is absolutely true. I mean, yeah, they have the money. They see the potential. They maybe not at the beginning, but now they do. So, of course, they're going to get right on board and they're going to make money, a lot more money than us. Okay, so yeah, so this pundit, just going to go to this guy's Twitter. So just some of the comments here. I mean, it just is like I said, it's just common sense. People love hating banks. This is from the Rabolski or whatever. Until they need a car, a house, or a loan, then they don't have banks any. They don't hate the banks anymore. It's like the police. Everyone hates them until they need them. So true, because police, I tell you, you don't like them till you need them. And this guy, Crypto Vino, says the true reason I'm in XRP is because banks never lose, and that is so true. I mean, the 2008, 2009 should tell you that they won't lose. They won't lose in this situation. Okay, so yeah, I don't want to go too far on that, but either way, guys, this what we're headed for. It won't be on a regular basis where you'll have people going and paying for things using crypto necessarily. It'll be a digital currency, but it won't be like what we're seeing now. In fact, I think all of these different cryptos you see in, out here, I, I, I tell you, I mean, a lot of people have said this. It's not going to be like this. I mean, there are over what 2,100 different cryptos, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it won't be. They won't be there because what are they going to be used for? There won't be 2,100 different little ecosystems out there. I mean, why is that necessary? Just for example, XRP is what? They're involved in the gaming industry now. They're involved, of course, in banking. They're involved in so many different things. And then you have other cryptos that are going to be dealing with supply chain. Yeah, there are going to be a few remaining, but of course, it won't be like it is now. So, okay, so Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse explains why big banks should get into cryptocurrencies. Again, I mean, he's even coming out speaking about it himself. Now, goes on into the conversation that he had with. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It's actually welcome. It's actually Recode Decode. Yeah, this guy right here. So it's a conversation that's in this recording. But either way, Brad knows this. He knows as well as everybody else. Banks are not going anywhere. They own it. That's the reason why Ripple decided to work with them instead of against them. He did mention, where was it here? Yeah. Okay, so I'll start here. So unlike the earliest adopters of Bitcoin, Garlinghouse has no interest in ensuring that crypto holders can always remain anonymous, and he doesn't expect that legacy institutions such as banks and governments will be obliterated by the new technology. We want to change the system by working with the system, he said. These are profound technologies that can really benefit society in lots of ways. We can reduce the friction of global commerce. We can allow people globally more access to the economies around the world to compete. I think that's actually a really good thing. And, with the way the world is, honestly, it is a good thing. It can help a lot of people. Will we? I mean, yeah, we'll sacrifice the anonymity of a a Dash or something like that, or I think it was a Zcash. But the fact of the matter is, with technology the way it is right now, the most you can hope for as far as your privacy is for no cameras to be in your bathroom. I mean, something like that. It just really is unfeasible to think that you're gonna be completely anonymous. As we move forward in the financial industry, it's just not going to be possible. Um, there's so many different reasons why that is the case. I mean, look, we have, these cell phones, we have our cars have GPS in them. I mean, look, somebody knows where you are at all freaking times. So it is a part of our world right now. The question is what is to be done with that information? Okay. So yeah, I don't like it. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like it, but it is something that, I mean, how are you going to escape it? Really? So I did want to talk about something else. Okay. So, man, I really was not sure I wanted to even bring this up, but I kind of feel like I have to because it may help someone out there. So, you know what? Here it is. was speaking to a friend of mine last week who told me that a friend of hers and another group went to Vegas. This was a bachelorette kind of thing going on, and they were out in the clubs partying and whatnot. One of the girls in the group met a guy, and not long after they met, they were sucking face, kissing all over each other. I mean, she didn't know where his mouth had been, vice versa. But hey, people do things. Okay, so this guy was asking them to come back to his place and party with him and all this, and they were like, they turned him down. It was like, hey, maybe we can meet other places, and they kind of kept in touch throughout the night, but eventually it ended, and they went to their respective places. Well, the next morning, the girl who was kissing this guy, she wakes up to some horrific bumps all over her lips. Okay. So she immediately thought that he had, given her herpes or something like that. Anyway, she goes to the doctor. They do a test, and it takes a little while for the doctor to come back to her. She was getting a little worried about that. But when he came back with police officers. Okay. So they start asking her about a bunch of questions about the guy and the situation and all that. And she's like, hey, what's going on? What happened? They tell her that the bumps that she had on her lips was not uh, from herpes. It was actually a bacterial infection that is caused from eating other people. Okay. Yes, I said cannibalism. All right. So they said that she's not the first person who has reported this, has had this similar situation. Sorry if I'm hitting the mic, but she's not the only one they've come in contact with or have had this report from, that some guy they met, wake up the next morning after kissing him, have bumps on her lips. But also there are several women who have been coming up missing, and this guy, or all they've had really is a sketch of this person, has been involved in some way. So it turns out that this guy is apparently coaxing women back to his place or wherever, and then ultimately killing and eating them. Yes, that is happening in our world today. And I do want to say, be very careful, a man or a woman, but especially women. Be very careful who you deal with. This world is crazy. A lot of stuff is happening right now. These types of stories go on and on. Stories like the Liam Neeson's movie, what is that, Taken? This really happens. This happens. I know of at least 2 different situations where something similar has happened to people. And I'm sure you guys have heard of this too. So my point is that in all this wealth that comes to you, be very cautious about who you deal with and where you go and all of that. This is coming from a person who, hey, I genuinely care about people, and I care about, the effect that a tragic incident happening to someone can have on a family, on a group of people who care about an individual. So guys, just again, take care of yourselves. I say that for a reason. Please take care of yourselves. This world it's something else. So that's all I have for you tonight, guys. I really appreciate all of you very, very much. Thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't already done so, please go ahead and subscribe. Hit that like button and the post notification button. I am coming back, and it won't be in 4 or 5 days again. But again, thank you so much. That being said, guys, this has been Mr. Freecoiner. Take care of yourselves, and God bless.